for you, look at character and attitude, not just technical qualifications. Number 2 is get the best people you can afford and treat them well. Always acknowledge and reward good performance. Remain focused on the business that you have chosen and be good at it. Make integrity an important part of your business philosophy and company culture. And lastly, be ready to sacrifice short-term gains in favor of long-term growth and profitability. Avoid the typical Filipino get-rich-quick mentality. Now, if I may, please allow me to tell you my life story. As a young boy, I was fascinated by electrical phenomena such as lightning, magnetism, and the like. I enjoyed building my own gadgets, and my own small corner in a house in Polo, Bulacan would perpetually be littered with homemade batteries, crudely made electric motors, and crystal radio receivers. Once at age 5, I thought of even sticking a hairpin in an electrical outlet. As you would expect, I got a mild shock. And right then and there, I knew I would be an electrical engineer someday. I also knew early on that I wanted to eventually have my own company in the likes of General Electric of the USA, and would not be content working for somebody else. Big dreams for a small boy indeed. Right after finishing electrical engineering at UP Diliman in 1969, that was 42 years ago, I was invited to join Stanford Associates, a technology startup producing magnetic memories for export to the US. It was the brainchild of Chris Concepcion Jr., a 27-year-old with a BSEE and an FSEE degrees from Stanford University in California, and an MBA degree from Harvard University. The business was an offshoot of his MBA thesis. I started as a production cadet engineer with a starting salary of 300 pesos per month. It's not really bad considering that at the time the minimum wage was 8 pesos per day. It is now 408 per day. The exchange rate then was 2 pesos to the dollar. It's now 44. I stayed on with Stanford the next 5 years, during which time I received very good technical training here and in the US, and gained extensive management experience in various postings within the Stanford group. Eventually there were a group of 3 and about 10,000 employees. In 1974, I bade goodbye to Chris, my boss, to devote full time to my MBA studies at De La Salle in preparation for setting up my own company. There were no entrepreneurship courses then at the time. Chris and myself remain good friends to this day. That same year, also at age 27, I registered Trident Systems Design and Services Company as a sole proprietorship with a minuscule capital of 500 pesos. Not possible today anymore. The following year, 4 colleagues joined me and we incorporated the company with a paid-in capital of 3,500 pesos. When I was able to finish all the academic requirements for my MBA in 1976, the pressure of running the small company prevented me from working on my thesis. I eventually went back to school in 1989, and in 1990, I finally got my MBA certificate. At that time, President Echaos was the Dean of the Graduate School of Business and Economics. As in the case of Stanford Associates, my MBA thesis became the basis for Trident's current business. That same small company survived countless political and economic crises, including EDSA 1, EDSA 2, the Asian financial crisis of 1997, and the very recent US economic meltdown, to become today's Trident Electronics Corporation, a medium-sized enterprise that designs, manufactures, and delivers complete systems for time and attendance, payroll processing, and access control. Our hardware and software products are proudly Philippine-made, all designed here and manufactured here, and are sold under our own local brands. Our longtime clients include some of the biggest and most prestigious local and transnational companies in the Philippines. Paid-in capital has grown from 500 pesos to about 4 million today, while the book value of the company now stands from the original 3,500 to 30 million pesos. Not really spectacular for a 36-year-old company, but probably good enough if you consider the livelihood that we have been providing for our 30 or so regular employees and their families, the business and income taxes that we have been religiously paying, as well as the mere psychic joy of having been able to create a full line of locally made products, and these are technology products, that are able to compete with the best in the world. It may not sound applicable to a technology company like Trident. We're supposed to be fast-paced, but our favorite saying comes from the French playwright Molière that goes like this: the trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit. Judging what we may have accomplished over the last 36 years, it probably makes sense after all. So there you are. The real world out there presents so many challenges, but also so many opportunities. And it will be up to you to know the difference. The pessimist will always see opportunities as problems. The optimist will always see opportunities in problems. It is of course good to dream, to aspire, and to aim high. An older colleague from the UP brags that he finished electrical engineering in 5 years without any failing grades, which is not a mean feat up to this day. And he was able to do that because he said he aspired to graduate summa cum laude. Yes, we encourage you to dream, to aspire, and to aim high. However, you should bear in mind that you don't really need to be a Bill Gates, or a Steve Jobs, or a Henry C., or a Manny Pangilinan to make a difference in this world. Everybody has a role to play. The key is to find your rightful place under the sun, excelling in what you enjoy doing, making enough money, and better still, lots of money, and staying on the straight and narrow, and being at peace with the world. On raising a family, I'm sure that most of you, if not all of you, intend to get married and raise a family sooner or later. Unfortunately, for some parents, it may be sooner than later. Looking at the problems besetting our country at this time, there is an urgent need more than ever to build families and raise children with strong and upright moral values, who know right from wrong and who live by the golden rule. Unfortunately, many people these days have a twisted interpretation of the golden rule, and it goes like, do unto others before they do unto you. Yes, my dear graduates, you have a golden opportunity to participate in nation rebuilding. If you accept the challenge, here are the most important legacies that you can leave your children. Number one is a good education. It is the best key to opportunities, and it's the greatest equalizer in the world. Number two is a good moral character, the key to a meaningful life, which can only be formed within the